Alexis, a lot going on in our lives and at work and family. I know you've been busy.
Yes, very busy.
Is there anything that's making the difference in your life?
I feel like I have a multi-level answer for that. I would say the day-to-day things. I've discovered a brand of vegan cheese that's really getting me through the week. I mean, it's only Tuesday, but feels like it's Thursday. It's called Chow. Sell it at Walmart.
Nice.
So, yes. No, it's fantastic. So if you've tried vegan cheese, it's terrible. I would say 90% of it is, except for this brand. It's great. At work, I have, so Erin Fletcher, she's amazing. She is my direct supervisor. And so she's been really making a difference for me this first few weeks into the role. And so I just keep tagging that onto, she's making the difference this week for me, being
That's
super
great.
supportive. Yeah. What about you?
Making a difference in my life this last week. I've been getting into further into my routine. And one of the things I've been trying to do is stay more hydrated. So part of this, even when you're in the house, you kind of forget. I drink a lot of coffee. And so I'm trying to stay a little bit more hydrated.
Nice. What are the things that are hydrating you? Again,
Gatorade. So I have Gatorade Zero.
Is that your favorite flavor?
It is not my favorite flavor.
Okay.
My favorite flavor, I got several different flavors, but my favorite is the blue kind, blue ice, I think.
Yes.
Then they have low sugar, and then they have, or no sugar, and then they have, the normal kind. So I get the Gatorade Zero. And it's funny, I feel so much better, actually.
Really?
Believe it or not. I have less headaches, mainly because I was probably guzzling coffee. So now I have something else to drink. So that's making a difference. It's making a difference for me. So Alexis, who's going to be on the podcast today?
Yeah, so we have Nina, who's going to be joining us, and she's from store 2038 in Virginia. She's a team lead, and she's actually only been with the store for a few years. She came over from India in 2017, and she actually started her Walmart journey with her daughter. So whenever she hops on and we have that conversation, I think it's going to be pretty exciting.
Fantastic. Well, let's get her on, and we'll get started.
Absolutely.
Well, good deal. Well, we're gonna kind of kick it off from the get go. So, if you want to just go through how you started with Walmart, is that really special story that you have with your daughter and how that happened, and we'll kind of go from there.
So basically, in the summer of 2019, my daughter graduated from her high school, and she wanted to land her first job. And that too in a mega corporation. So our daughter decided to apply for a cashier's position at Walmart, Sterling, which is in Northern Virginia. And she applied, and she found success in securing her first job. So that was, her story. And then what happened was, I had almost 8 weeks of vacation, the summer break that I had. And so I was, I just decided that, she didn't drive back then. So I was like, okay, I was anyways going to take her and bring her back from work. So, I might as well make some money,
There you go. Yeah.
So I decided to also apply. And basically what happened was, as I said, I come from a very conservative family. So for me, I just wanted to be sure where my daughter is working and, how the environment is going to be and all that. So, basically, she just wanted to, get her first job. And so I decided to also apply. And I applied for the temporary CAP 2 associate position. And in a couple of days, we got the job interview, and we went there, for the interview. I mean, I remember I researched everything about Walmart, because I didn't know how these interviews went, right? So I went through the history, everything. And then, I prepared myself, I prepared my daughter, and we went there. And the interview was over. It was actually just in-person interview. So they just wanted to see us and talk to us and all that good stuff. So then we actually, both of us, we landed in our jobs, and that is how the story began. And we just both of us, we actually went in the same time, and we came in at the same time. So it was the closing shift that we had. So me and her used to go at 2 p.m. and come back at 11 p.m.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
So you both worked the same shift and could go back and forth to home with each other? That's awesome.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You have a daughter? Do you have any other kids?
Yeah. So I have 2 kids. Okay, I'll just talk about my family. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
I would love it.
Okay. So I've been married for 22 years now.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. With the same person, I have to mention. Right?
Yeah, good point. Good clarification, Nina. Thank you.
So, we have our daughter, our oldest daughter, who is 19 years old now, and we have a younger son who is 16 years old. So both of them are sophomores in college and high school.
But you grew up in India, is that right?
Yes, sir. I did. Yeah.
What was life growing up in India for you?
Okay. Now, just to talk about a little bit about my parents. So I come from a background or a family of educators, and both my parents, they are in their late 70s right now, and outgoing people. Okay, so I think I get that from them. So, and then, my mom is big on 3 C's, we call her, so it is sort of like she says, do not complain, do not criticize, and do not condemn, So for me, it just makes sense in this real life, how we can still prosper, how we can do whatever we want to do. We can be happy and we can help others and still be who we are, so.
That's right. So how'd you go from, you started on CAP 2, how did you go from that to being a team lead?
With CAP 2, again, as I said, CAP 2 was pretty new for me. It was, something that I had never even dreamt of. But then the management, the supervisors, and the team was really good and very helpful. So they had to actually teach me how to read a label, how to work a pallet, how to stock, and from left to right, and from back to front, and all those kind of things. So I learned so many things over there, and. So actually that sort of, started building like a team or like a family for me. So I really, I'm still in touch with all the people from CAP 2, and they still call me that, Nina, you want to come back in CAP 2? So, it's really fun. It was really, awesome time that I spent among them. But then what happened after a few, I would say after 2 months, I was actually asked by the store manager that, if I wanted to get in for the department manager position. And I said, sir, I would love to, but I have no clue what you're talking about. Okay, so if you're ready to train me, teach me, I'm okay with that. I will give my best. So then he said, okay, fine. I think, we can train you, we can teach you, and, you have the attitude to be a department manager. And that is how I became a department manager. Now, when I was a department manager, I was a stationary department manager, by the way. So the stationery department manager, that role, I had that role only for a week and a half.
Wow.
And then we had a need for actually getting a people lead position. This was beginning of last year. So beginning of 2020, when the people lead position was actually introduced. So again, the store manager came to me and he said, Nina, I think, you have learned everything that you had to learn for being a department manager. Now, why don't you go ahead and learn something more? And, take this people lead position. And I was okay, sir. I mean, if you think I can do it, I want to give it a try. And so I took that position. And so it was month of February, I believe, that, we were invited by Walmart Corporation to the conference, the People Lead Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. So we went there, and it was a great eye-opening conference, and I got to learn a lot of things, and had my my mind clear with what I was supposed to do. And so when we came back, I was just I wanted to get started with it, and so the people lead position was the longest that I had in my career at Walmart. So that was 8 months. And I think in the month of October last year, when this teaming structure came into existence, so that's when the store manager again called me and he said, Nina, I think, you want to learn the merchandising side of Walmart. And so I said, okay, sir. I mean, if you feel I'm ready for that, I want to try. And that is how I landed up as a team lead.
Team lead in apparel. Wow, what a story! What a story! So you've done already, just in a year and a half, have done so many different things and learned so many things about the business, about our associates, which is fantastic. That's awesome. What is it like being in a kind of a leadership role? Where you're a team lead, which means you're help running the department, but you also have a team associates now, or about to have some team associates. What's that been like, that transition into a leadership role? Have you ever been a leader before? Is this something new for you?
So, Mr. Drew, that's a very, very good question. I mean, for me, being an educator or being a teacher, I would say, it was only giving, right? I mean, I never had a team before. I mean, I did work in India for a few corporations, and I had a team over there. But the thing was, they were all from the same background, right? So it was a different kind of team where we knew exactly what, where we're coming from and what we are speaking, what we expect of each other. But at Walmart, because of our versatility, or, the cultures that we come from, and from all different walks of life, people, I know a few associates who are like doctors in their country, right? And, they come here and, they are bakers over here. So, so it's so many, they come from so many different walks of life that, for me to actually interact with them and to bring everybody on the same page was kind of different for me. But, I'm the kind of person who likes to try. I mean, I read it in a book once, and it always stays with me. Failure is not a person. Okay. So I really do not consider myself a failure and not a human being. So, so for me, I think it's more of getting to know each other and working with their strengths, and and actually having a goal. Because I think if we don't have a goal, we just, we're just shooting in the dark, right? So we don't know exactly what we're doing. So for me, I'm a goal-oriented person. I have goals for every single day, so for me, it was okay for me to make goals, but then when you think of a team, then I believe that the team has to be on the same page and to accept that goal that I would keep for them, or as a whole. So
yeah, that's great. You mentioned kind of this diversity that you have across your store. Your store is extremely diverse. A lot of different nationalities, a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different ranges of education. Sounds like we talk a lot about like this idea of how do you make people feel included on a team, and how important that is, that they feel like they're part of a team, and that they that their voice is just as important as anybody else's. How do you feel that you do that, or how do you feel that your store manager has done that? Like, have you found yourself in a position where you feel like you're included, or how do you ask other people to feel the same way on your team?
Okay, so I would like to answer this question in two different parts, if that's okay.
Yeah, totally.
So the first technical part, I would say, I can speak multiple languages. So I can speak 9 languages.
Wow.
Okay.
I got one, Alexis, and I can barely do that. So
I'm not super great at that one either.
Yeah. Nina, which languages can you speak? You say you speak 9. Which ones?
Yes.
Not that I'm doubting you, Nina. I'm not doubting you.
I hear you. I hear you completely. So basically, you know what? If you come from India, you have to know more than 5 languages. I mean, That's a given, so you don't even, because see, in India, there are 36, almost 34, 36 states, and every state has a different dialect and a different language. So basically, if you're going from one state to the other, if you cannot communicate with them, there's no basic language, like a universal language, there's none. So if I were to go to, another state, I had to, I had to have a translator with me or just learn that language. And growing up, I think with the movies, with the Bollywood stuff and all that, you get to learn quite a few languages. And a foreign language that I know is Russian, because that was a language that I learned in school, when we have this foreign language that we had to learn. And now with the guild education that Walmart offers, right? So I have actually applied for a course on learning Spanish. So, that's
what's been the hardest language? I've heard Russian is extremely hard to learn.
It is.
Has that been the hardest one?
Yes, but you know what? I think I learned it pretty early in my years, so it was just like any other language. So I did not even think too much about which one is harder or not. As you mentioned, we are a multicultural group over there at the Sterling Walmart. And that is true. Even our store manager, Alex says he's from Afghanistan. So, I believe the sweetest sound that anybody can hear is their own name, right? So when I'm talking to somebody, I just make sure I say their name like multiple times and I remember their name. And I believe, that's actually made me more interested in them. And, so, I mean, I think for me, people just see, again, another quote that I'm going to share with you guys. People don't care how much you know until they know that you care.
That's right.
Yep. So, so for me, I just felt like, I feel that at our store, because, you pay attention to people, it doesn't matter. I mean, there are some people who can't speak English at all, and I still communicate with them. And I don't speak their language. And still, so with gestures, with, telling them what it is, or just, showing them how it is done, I think that's how I communicate better.
Yeah, I like how you say, the sweetest thing for somebody to hear is their name, because people just want to know that you know who they are, and that you care about them, right?
Yep, that's true.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm sure you're a great leader, and what a special opportunity we have to have you working for us, and leading a team for Walmart. So that's fantastic. So Walmart's a big company. So what do you want to do next? What's your next stop? You've had 3 jobs in less than 2 years. What's going to be the next thing for you?
Actually, you know what? I have, I didn't plan, as I told you before, right? I mean, I did not plan for making a career in Walmart. I just happened to be in the, we say that right people in the right place at the right time, right? So I just happened to be there, right? And so I believe now, according to the store manager, and he has a vision for me at Walmart, and so he wants to see me as a coach.
That's great. That's awesome. So Nina, you mentioned a lot of people that's made a difference in your life. Your parents, store manager, sounds like, probably several others at Walmart. But when you think back at it, who's made the biggest difference in your life?
My family. My husband is my biggest cheerleader. I have to say that, so we're just a perfect match, I think, and so he's my biggest supporter. And obviously, because of him, my kids just look up to me, and they are there to help in any way, shape, and form.
All right. Well, again, Nina, thank you so much for your time. We are humbled to have a chance to have a conversation with you, and thank you for what you're doing, not only for your associates and your customers, but the light that you're also carrying in your community and your family really came through today. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the time.
No, I mean, thank you so much for, having me.
Wow. What a story, huh, Alexis?
Absolutely. Yes. I know I've heard it before on the phone, but I love that she was able to get into those details.
Yeah, it's just a special person. But the fact that she jumped in with both feet, never been in retail, is continuing to have a great attitude, just a great person. So, I think some of my takeaways were I loved the 3 C's that she talked about.
Yes.
And it was condemn was the last one.
Let's see. Don't complain.
Don't complain.
Or condemn.
Don't criticize. Don't condemn.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty good. And then just her thoughts on inclusion for her team.
Oh, I know. Yeah. And
how diverse her team is, and she's able to bring them into the fold and make them feel like they belong. A lot of great leadership lessons.
Definitely. I know one of the things that really stuck out for me was how many languages she can speak.
Yeah, nine languages.
Man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, just working on my first native one over here. But no, I really appreciated how you can tell she has that servant leadership component. She's wanting to give and do more for others. And I could see that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, she's clearly making a difference in her team and her community. And it was pretty cool to see.
It was.
Do you know a difference maker in your store? Let us know. We want to tell their story. Visit us on Workplace and join the group. Let's keep the conversation going. Visit the group Walmart US People or hashtag Team Walmart. Our people are the spark that keeps the customer number one. So make the difference today.